Well, looks like I guess I'm on YouTube now, and it's it's crazy. The timer's not running, but I just wanted to get on, not on Facebook yet. I don't know when and if they're going to let me back on Facebook, but until then, we'll just try to hang out on YouTube, and maybe I'll post videos here. I was thinking about this passage in Matthew chapter 13. It's one of the parables that Jesus was using to illustrate truth. And he talked about the parable of uh, the husbandman. He's got this farm, he's got these fields. It's growing up there, and his servants come to him and say, "Man, we found some tares in the wheat. There's a big mess out there. The good stuff's coming up, and when the good stuff is coming up, there's tares, basically weeds are growing up with them." And they said, "You want us to get out there and tear them, rip out them tares and help the wheat grow?" And he said, "No, just let it go. Just let it go." He said, "An enemy has done this." And he said, "An enemy has done this, but we're not going to try to root it up now. We're not going to worry about it now. We're just going to deal with it." And he said, "At the harvest time, we'll sort it out." Now, a lot of the problems that we have, most of the problems that we have in our lives were sowed in our lives a long time ago. Most of the difficulties that of course, there's new things that come along, and I'm not saying, this is not a blanket statement that everything's an old temptation or something that's come along way back yonder, because there are new things that come along that tempt us. But a lot of our problem was sowed when we were younger. The devil knew our potential, and he got us involved. You get married too early, or you get a habit when you're young. And the funny thing about that is, this guy had the problem. He owned the field. He had the problem, but he didn't recognize the problem. Other people saw it first. And it's true, really, when you think about it. A lot of times we don't see our problem, we don't recognize it until somebody else points it out, or we don't recognize it until we go along, and then it becomes more and more obvious to us when we finally recognize it. But other people knew it all along. But they make, this is just the way he is, or that's just how she is, or whatever. But you look at things that come, in your life, and you think, "Oh man, my parents weren't all they should have been. My parents allowed this to happen in my life. I'm gonna cut out my parents, or whatever." No, you don't do that. You just do the best you can from now on. If you could go back in that situation, there are things that I look back at and I think, "Oh, if I could go back and do it again." Somebody said, "Well, if you could relive high school, would you do it again? If you could go back and do this over again at this church?" Look, if I get a do over, I want to go right back to just after I got out of the birth canal. I mean, if I get a do over, I want to do it all over. There's a lot of things that I would change and a lot of things that I would do, but you don't get a do over. And there's no sense, some people, get mad at their parents, and look, my parents, I mean, they were my parents, but they just, and mom, bless her heart, she'd rather believe my lies than deal with it. And so I could talk my way out of it. But it's just the way it is. I mean, that's just what it is. And so you take life as it is and just do the best you can from now on. Don't worry about it. Quit trying to dig up the past, digging up bones. Don't do that. Just from here right now on, just do the best you can. You'd be surprised. I was talking to a guy. We were talking about alcohol and things that come, and I mean, it's a wonder I didn't start drinking years ago as a kid, because my dad drank all the time. Of course, he drank beer, and that stuff's awful. And it ain't no way to fix it to make it taste better. You can just pour that back in the horse it came out of, in my opinion. But anyway, you look at things that happen and you think, "Man, people will go back to that. well, if I could go back, I'd do this over again. You better just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. This is not It's a Wonderful Life, and George Bailey can't go back and do it over again. You just be glad you got what you got when you got it, and let's go forward now. Just do the right thing now. Let the Lord handle the consequences. You do the right thing. If you'll do the right thing, He'll take care of you. He'll meet your needs, and He'll bless you. Well, I hope you have a great Christmas. Uh, I don't know when I'll be back on, when and if I'll ever be on back on Facebook. It didn't say we put you on restriction for a while. They said we put you on restriction. I'm in timeout indefinitely, I reckon. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Somebody said about going to Rumble, and I tried that, but I can't figure it out. If you want to help me out with that, well, get in touch with me. Maybe we can figure out something else to do. But until then, I will see you later on. I'll try to get on here or see what I can do. But if I can help you with anything, let me know. God bless you. Have a great rest of the day and a great Christmas holiday.